Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. A proposal to limit the Prime Minister's tenure to a maximum of 10 years will begin with current Prime Minister Datuk Seri ANWAR Ibrahim. ANWAR confirmed the bill will be presented in Parliament and stresses that the new rule must apply to his own administration. ANWAR has specifically requested to accelerate the presentation of the bill. If a majority consensus is reached among members of Parliament, the amendment could be passed during the upcoming session.
Kita telah minta segerakan dan kalau ada konsensus majoriti ahli Parlimen, kita boleh luluskan dalam sidang akan datang.
Terpakai kepada Datuk Seri ke?
Ya, dia bermula daripada saya lah. Maknanya jangan saya buat undang-undang untuk orang lain. Undang-undang itu mesti terpakai untuk saya dulu.
ANWAR maintains that a decade is a reasonable time frame for a leader to implement reform agendas and key national policies. He says the limit ensures a smooth transition for new leadership to continue the nation's administration. The bills on the separation of the roles of Attorney General and Public Prosecutor and capping the Prime Minister's term of office will be tabled for first reading in Parliament this Monday. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Law and Institutional Reform, Datuk Sri Azalina Othman says the proposal move is aimed to reinforcing institutional independence and promoting greater transparency and fairness in the national legal system. Azalina announced that the second reading of the bill on the separation of the roles of the Attorney General and Public Prosecutor will take place on March 2nd. The second reading of the Prime Minister's Office Term Limit Bill is scheduled for March 3rd, with Prime Minister Datuk Seri ANWAR Ibrahim expected to table it. Azalina adds that the bill will clarify that the Public Prosecutor will hold a position equal to the Attorney General in terms of rank and service, with proposed requirements including at least 10 years litigation experience and a fixed 7-year term. On the bill to cap the Prime Minister's tenure at a maximum of 10 years or 2 terms, Azalina explains that the limit will be calculated cumulatively over a lifetime, whether the terms are served consecutively or not. She adds that once a Prime Minister reaches the aggregate 10-year limit and vacates office, the Cabinet will also stand dissolved, while the bill provides for a transition period. Azalina said both bills have received Cabinet approvals and expressed hope they will secure bipartisan support in Parliament to strengthen the nation's legal framework and democratic governance. Prime Minister Datuk Seri ANWAR Ibrahim held bilateral discussions with his Singaporean counterpart Lawrence Wong in Putrajaya earlier today. The informal session covers outstanding issues and matters requiring immediate resolution following the leaders' retreat held on December 4th last year.
Bukan lawatan rasmi, tapi ambil kesempatan untuk bincang sikit kepentingan kedua-dua negara dan kemajuan beberapa projek yang telah kita putuskan bersama. Dan saya tentu hargailah kerana ini menunjukkan jalinan persahabatan di antara dua negara itu baik.
The Foreign Ministry confirmed this special visit by Prime Minister Wong is focused on strengthening cooperation and addressing shared strategic concerns. Both leaders are evaluating progress on joint projects to ensure the recent retreat outcomes are met. Any claims of misconduct or corruption, including those linked to key policies under former Economy Minister Datuk Seri Rafizi Ramli, must be investigated openly and without bias. Prime Minister Datuk Seri ANWAR Ibrahim says the government's position is clear. Let investigators do their work first and do not rush to judgment.
Kita dengar, bagi ruang untuk siasat, jangan ada tuduh-menuduh dalam Ramadan Karim ini. Kullu am wa antum bi khair. Jadi kita buat sebaiknya, kalau ada tuduhan, kita siasat dengan baik. Kalau ada bukti bersalah, dakwa. Tetapi jangan kita hebahkan, berarti kata atau menghukum sebelumnya.
ANWAR was asked by reporters regarding allegations involving Rafizi over the alleged misuse of the National Energy Transition Roadmap and ETR project, which involves a 2.5 billion ringgit investment by UEM Lestra. He says that a culture of accusing and judging without evidence will only lead to slander and undermine efforts to strengthen national governance. In this regard, he stresses that if there is a strong evidence, prosecution must proceed in accordance with the law. Rafizi had earlier described the allegations as an attempt to damage his reputation. He maintained that the claims made by a social media influencer were baseless and deliberately exaggerated. A Kuala Lumpur Magistrates Court is ordering a psychiatric evaluation for a man accused of murdering a homeless woman on Jalan Sentul earlier this month. Magistrate Farah Nabiha Muhammad issued the order today after Deputy Public Prosecutor R. Amriprit Kaur informed the court that investigating officers believe the accused may be mentally unstable. The accused, Syed Faisal Syed Alwi, who is currently unemployed, only nodded his head as the charge was read aloud in court. No plea is recorded at this stage because murder cases fall under the jurisdiction of the High Court. According to the charge sheet, the man is accused of killing a woman whose identity remains unknown in front of a premises on Jalan Sentul. The incident occurred between 6:35 a.m. and 6:36 a.m. on February 9. The charge is under Section 302 of the Penal Code, which carries the death penalty or imprisonment of 30 to 40 years and no fewer than 12 strokes of the cane. Prosecutors informed the court that the autopsy report is not yet available and forensic results are pending. Previous media reports state the victim was estimated to be between 50 and 60 years old. Preliminary investigations point to head injuries inflicted by blunt force trauma as the likely cause of death. The court has set March 19 as the date for the next case mentioned, while the accused undergoes examination at a psychiatric hospital. A 16-year-old boy is among 3 individuals in police custody following a drug abuse raid in Kampong Telian, Muka, yesterday. A team from the Muka District Police Narcotics Criminal Investigation Division conducted the operation at approximately 1:15 p.m. Muka District Police Chief Deputy Superintendent Muhammad Rizal Alias says the raid was carried out following a public tip-off regarding suspicious activity in the area. Upon arrival at the scene, officers discovered the 3 suspects loitering by the roadside near a rental house and acting in a suspicious manner. While frisking one of the suspects, a 24-year-old, police found a transparent straw tube containing crystalline lumps suspected to be meth. Police seized the illicit drug weighing 0.46 grams before taking all 3 suspects to the Muka District Police Headquarters for further action. Urine screening tests confirm all 3 suspects tested positive for meth and amphetamine. All 3 suspects are being investigated under the 1952 Dangerous Drugs Act for possession and consumption. U.S. President Donald Trump on Thursday promised $10 billion and Muslim-majority nations offered funding and troops for Gaza as he inaugurated his Board of Peace, a new institution whose ultimate mission has drawn questions. Trump brought together allies from around the world, many authoritarians with few Western Democrats who traditionally ally with the United States to hail his peacemaking just as he sends us his military might near Iran and threatens war.
Presiding with a gavel over the meeting in the gleaming Washington building of the former U.S. Institute of Peace, which has been gutted and renamed after the 79-year-old Republican, Trump hailed the powerful people who joined his board.
We're providing a model for how responsible sovereign nations can cooperate to take responsibility for confronting problems in their own regions. The Board of Peace is showing how a better future can be built, starting right here in this room. And I want to let you know that the United States is going to make a contribution of $10 billion to the Board of Peace.
Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates each promised at least $1 billion. Trump did not explain exactly where the money would go and whether Congress had approved the contribution he announced for the institution, which has drawn criticism for its opaque nature. Meanwhile, Palestinians in Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip expressed their doubts on Trump's Board of Peace.
نأمل من الله أن في انعقاد المجلس اليوم مجلس ما يسمى مجلس السلام أن يكون على بر الأمان وعنده سلام وأي شيء يطرأ لنا أفضل من اللي عشناه.
ليست سياسي، ترامب مجرد قوة عسكرية بيفرض آراءه على العالم. مجلس السلام هذا الموجود واللي بتغنى به هي باب احتلال لفلسطين بوجه ثاني عن احتلال الصهيوني.
الناس تنتظر اي استقرار، تنتظر اي هدوء، اي شيء بيطلع لقدام يكون في حياه كريمه للمواطن، احنا في انتظارها، لكن لا يمكن استقرار نكون ببلدنا في غزه خصنص الا بوجود السلطه الفلسطينيه ان شاء الله.
Iran on Thursday warned that U.S. bases, facilities, and assets would be legitimate targets if the United States falls through on its military threats and attacks. The Iranian ambassador to the United Nations, Amir Said Iravani, made the remarks in a letter to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and the President of the Security Council. Donald Trump has deployed warships, fighter jets, and other military hardware to the Middle East as he seeks to block Iran from building a nuclear bomb, something Tehran says it is not pursuing. Iravani called for the UN Security Council to ensure that the U.S. immediately ceases its unlawful threats of the use of force. The letter said Iran remains committed to diplomatic solutions and on a reciprocal basis, addressing ambiguities regarding its peaceful nuclear program. But Iravani warned if Iran faced military aggression, all bases, facilities, and assets of the hostile force would constitute legitimate targets in the context of Iran's defensive response. On Thursday, Trump said that Iran had at most 15 days to make a deal, and again suggested that the U.S. would attack if failed to do so.
As you know, Iran is a hot spot right now, and they're meeting, and they have a good relationship with the representatives of Iran, and, you know, good talks are being had. It's proven to be, over the years, not easy to make a meaningful deal with Iran. We have to make a meaningful deal, otherwise bad things happen. But we have to make a meaningful deal. But they have a great relationship with the representatives of Iran. They have a great relationship with the other one that they're really working on now.
A baby macaque in Japan is capturing hearts worldwide as he navigates a tough start to life with the help of an unlikely friend. Punch-kun was rejected by his mother shortly after his birth last July, but he has found comfort in the long-legged stuffed orangutan.
Zoo staff in Ichikawa turned to the plush toy after Punch-kun's mothers showed no interest in raising him. The 6-month-old macaque clings to the toy to feel secure and build muscle strength just as he would with his biological mother. Over 100 fans gathered at the zoo this Friday to watch the social media star attempt to rejoin his troop. While Punch-kun still carries his orange companion through the enclosure, zoo officials say he is gradually integrating. Reporters captured the infant playfully poking other monkeys and showing what staff call mental strength and resilience. Zoo visitors say they are relieved to see the young monkey finally making friends, even as he keeps his plush toy close by.
Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news and programs, available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. TVS Inspire will on your screen anytime, anywhere. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.